What if the mind was faster than matter? You're listening to episode 64 of What If South is Up, a world building podcast where D20 gives us a prompt and we try to sound like we've got it planned.
Spoiler, we don't, but we do know how to wing it like an author. I'm Derrick Hall.
And I'm Christina Xtina Lefebvre. So, Mr. Hall, what are you drinking today? And is it from your magical world?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Nope. Nope. The magic died when the world went to the beta readers.
Oh,
magic.
More on that later. So, what are you drinking and what's going on in the real world?
The real world is that I'm finished one project and moved on to another and don't know what to do with myself. So, and I am drinking a spiked apple cider latte. Hot.
Is it cold there today?
It was cold this morning. It's not cold anymore.
Yeah, it was like 80 degrees here today.
Ooh. 60, maybe 65, but it was like 26 degrees when I took the kid to school this morning. So
we are having a magnificent summerween.
Indian summer, gotta love it.
Summerween. Okay, so
what about you?
I'm drinking cider too.
Yay!
I went to this nothing magical. I'm too tired to come up with a magical name.
I feel that.
It's a peach cobbler cider.
Ooh, that sounds good.
It's perfectly adequate.
Perfectly adequate. Yeah, fair enough.
It's making me quite loopy.
Hey, whatever it takes. As if you're not already loopy enough.
I am plenty loopy enough, so this is loopier. Okay. So it's time for Worldsmith Workshop. What breakthroughs or breakdowns have you had recently in your writing or world building?
Well, book 3 is done. It is off to beta readers, and
ooh, yay!
I'm sort of in this like mental holding pattern where I don't know what to do with myself. Because I've been working on that book for 2 years.
Wow.
But yeah, so I'm working on something different and completely new. No spoilers, but it's more of an urban fantasy. And it's providing its own set of challenges, mostly having to do with trying to fit fantasy into a real world where there's smartphones and tablets and laptops and just tech in general. It's been fun. It's been weird, but it's been fun. I'm having a good time.
Oh, that's cool.
How about you?
Well, for me, no breakthroughs really, but I took a deep dive into something called the mice quotient. It's a story, not really a story structure method. It's more like a story flow method. It was first developed by Orson Scott Card, and I learned about it, and she's refined it more. Mary Robinette Cole from Writing Excuses. I mean, she's gotten Hugo Awards and all kinds of things, but I know her from Writing Excuses.
Yeah.
So this method explores telling a story by introducing one thread or a frame, kind of like a story perspective, not a character perspective, followed by others, and then ending the story in the reverse order by taking those things out. So, it's MICE stands for milieu, which is place, inquiry, which is a question, character, and event. There's so much on this. I can't go through it in just a couple minutes. But if you think of like a Wizard of Oz, you know how the story goes where she goes into Oz and it ends when she comes out of Oz. That's milieu. So that's where it starts and ends. So
yeah, cool.
It's very fascinating concept, and it can be broken down, just like the whole story, or you can break it down by act, or you can even go further into like scenes. And I played it against my story the way I have it outlined right now. And I was surprised on how it won't really change my story. It doesn't really change the sequence of events per se, in my first and third acts, but
Mhm.
it changes what I put into those scenes coming into and out of my, book.
Mhm.
So,
It changes how you approach it.
it changes what I exposit, meaning
Mhm.
what I write on the page versus what I allow the reader to, um, you know,
Infer.
make infer, yeah.
Yep.
So I don't know, it was very fascinating. Of
Yeah,
course, I'm not gonna
cool.
change my whole outline for this, but it just I got bored one night and it's and being ADD, it just got in my head and stayed there. So,
Oh, yeah. Fair enough.
yeah, yeah. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, sounds fun.
Very, very interesting. It was very interesting. It's very interesting.
I don't
I'd
plan
love
enough to do something like that on a story scale, but it sounds fun.
it was very interesting. Um, so, what worlds or world have you been exploring, and what did it show you about your own worlds?
I rewatched a movie the other night from way back in 2004. It's
Yeah.
the story of the 1980 U.S. Olympic hockey team and their win over the USSR. It's called Miracle. It's a Disney movie, and I didn't really learn anything from it, but it's a good movie. And for anyone that hasn't seen it yet, go watch it. It's awesome.
Well, that's good.
Hmm.
That's good.
It's
I
fun.
think I faintly remember it.
Yeah, 'tis the season for hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was in the
So
mood.
I watched The Martian.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It totally wasn't what I was expecting. It
Really?
was it was better. Seriously, I was expecting a remake of The Castaway, but on Mars. Okay.
There's more to it than that.
There was a ton more to it than that. It was great. I was really surprised. I, and I think that what I found most intriguing was that they found a way, the writer, um, uh, Arthur Weir. Well, it's probably the script writer, not I didn't read the book, so I don't know if it was Arthur Weir who came up with this method, but, um, they gave us a way to show interiority, right, without
Mhm.
it just being a bunch of navel gazing.
Mhm.
So the video autobiography was chef's kiss. It was perfect.
Yeah.
Matt Damon talking to the cameras all the time and telling us what he's feeling was awesome. It was perfect. It wasn't what's the word? I never got bored with it. It was very I wanted to know what he thought. I wanted to know what he was thinking all the time.
Yeah, it's a good one.
The science was not overdone, not too granular like some other Michael Crichton or some other writers.
Mhm.
Um and but it was very interesting, the science, and it was not beyond plausibility. I was like, "Okay, that kinda makes sense. Lucky he's a botanist,"
Right.
that he lucked out on that. Um,
That's
and,
convenient.
and what I got from this was that I'm not that smart. I mean, not the Martian smart. I'm not the author smart. I mean,
Right.
I don't know if I could be this detailed. I don't know if I can be this smart to come up with all of the things he did to solve the problem. You have to as an author, you have to, you have to research this. You have to articulate it. You have to
Mhm.
put it on the page. I don't know if I'm that good.
Yeah, it's tricky. Like I've played with the idea of like writing a mystery or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, no, not that smart.
Yeah,
Not
that's
happening.
it's that's not how my brain works.
You're not
Nope.
getting Knives Out of me, and it's not happening. Um, but yeah, no, I feel you. Sometimes you read something and it just makes you feel wholly inadequate.
Oh my gosh. I don't you know what? I don't know if I felt inadequate as much as I realized, yep, I'm not gonna even try. Not nope.
Mhm.
Um I'm not gonna prove how dumb I am. Nope. I'm gonna
Not
stick
my
to this
genre.
lane.
I'll
Yep.
stick to something where I can invent all the details.
Yeah. I'll stay in my lane. There you
Yep.
go. Um,
For sure.
so that's what I learned from that movie.
Fair enough. It is a good movie.
It was a good movie.
I'm not gonna lie. I saw our notes and saw The Martian, and I immediately my brain went to Martian Child, not The Martian, and I was like, wait, she liked that movie? I'm confused.
Oh, that's funny. I love how you think you know me. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
And you do. I mean, I just for their listeners, um, I just posted that we've had our email for 4 years now, so that
yeah,
means we've been around about 4 years, so
yeah.
that's
I think
friggin'
our
amazing.
first episode was in November
So that's coming
or the
up.
tail end of October, one of the two. So yeah, we're getting up there.
We're getting hold on, old whippersnapper, we're getting up there.
Yeah, back in my day.
Okay, moving on, today our D20 gave us drum roll please, gave us a 16, which
Whee!
led us to what if consciousness could travel faster than light, but bodies couldn't?
Well, first question that comes from this is this already an expanded universe? Meaning, like, there are colonies or people elsewhere?
Interesting. Well, okay, I'm gonna reread the
For the
question
sake of
again.
discussion.
Yes, let me reread the question again for those because it's a complicated question, right?
Mhm,
What if consciousness could travel faster than light, but bodies could not? Okay,
mhm,
so this assumes, right, that consciousness can travel at all.
mhm. It does. So, with my brain, I'm going to, like, kind of the classic sci-fi, like, cryosleep situation.
Hmm.
You're stuck in, light speed or warp speed or whatever the hell you wanna call it in your world, FTL, and you gotta go a long way, so you're there for 6 months, 8 months, a year, however long. What if hey, that's our thing. What if there was something in that cryopod that let you project your consciousness to the place you're already going
Mhm.
into some sort of temporary body, whether it be like an android or a freaking computer terminal, a drone, whatever. So you could already be there and doing stuff while your body was in the mail. That's where my brain went. Just saying.
That's interesting. So, in essence, you could be mentally 32 years old and end up with a 16-year-old real body.
Theoretically, yes. Because then you're getting into relativity and Einstein and all that sort of thing about,
Well, if my body's
things.
in cryogenics, it's not
Time,
aging.
well, yes, and time passes slower at light speed and things like that.
Right. I'm just
So,
saying that my body doesn't age as fast. So I get transported into a robot who's gonna keep my consciousness alive until my body gets there.
mhm,
So, my body could take years,
yeah,
right? Let's just say it takes 20 years.
yeah.
So, that's a really interesting,
And so now you end up with this weird hypothetical, and going back to Orson Scott Card, he played with this in Speaker for the Dead and some of his other books, but where your family or whoever back on Earth is you know grown up, lived and died, and you're still 12 years old on some other planet somewhere because you've been stuck in
mhm.
limbo for so long. So it's an interesting concept.
Well, for me, the story that comes out of it is, first of all, showing that our consciousness can travel, and
Mhm,
then a story about having it increasing the speed that our consciousness could travel. So, and then that that evolution.
mhm.
Uh,
That could be cool
that's
too.
that's where my story is. It's on this. First of all, understanding that our consciousness does travel. Okay, let's measure that speed. And how do we increase that? And is it technology or how are they doing that? Exploring
Mhm.
that facet sounds fascinating to me.
Well, I mean, that blends into the question of, well, what is consciousness? Is it something that can be transmitted? Is it something physical? What is it?
Well, yeah, then I'm starting to think about, how these, um, oh god, what's it called when you're these out of body experiences where,
Mhm.
people go to sleep and their body, their consciousness goes someplace else,
Mhm.
God, what is that called? I can't think of the words right now.
All I can think
Um,
is out-of-body experience, but yeah.
um, uh, but that's, what I'm thinking of, happening in this world. So it's to me, it's more like my consciousness gets there ahead of time. So I'm just nobody can see me. I'm consciousness floating in the ether, right?
Mhm.
But
You're a ghost.
I'm aware of what's going on, but nobody can interact with me.
A living ghost.
Yeah. Explains the
Creepy.
concept of ghosts, but what am I gonna do? And is it tethered to my body or are they tethered? I mean, what happens if my body dies? Does my consciousness die? If it's in another, uh, I don't know, a um, a substitute body?
Mhm.
Um,
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why I do not write sci-fi.
it's a fascinating. It is
It's an
fascinating.
interesting question. It's just one of those things, like, with sci-fi, I feel like people expect some sort of grounded explanation for things.
Mhm.
I don't have a grounded explanation for any of this.
So if I take this on the magical realm,
Mhm.
we're just talking about being able to project. That's what it's
Mhm.
called, project. Just project your consciousness. There's some superheroes out there that could do that. Um,
Yeah.
trying to there is who am I thinking of that can do that? Um,
Um, Professor
shit, I can't.
Xavier, for one.
Yes, but that's not who I was thinking of. So if we're just using magic, so we don't have to explain it.
Yeah.
You know, does everybody on this planet get to do that? And what does that mean? Does I don't know.
Yeah.
How does the society work if your consciousness can travel and your body stay put? What does that look like? And can other consciousnesses see other consciousnesses?
So this is the city, bleep, 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 and that's all, folks. Yeah, that's an interesting question, and here's another one that's gonna layer onto that and make your head hurt a little bit. Does projecting your consciousness and traveling with your consciousness require energy, or is it something you can essentially do for free
Well,
from a like an effort or energy standpoint?
so I would say that you have to keep your body alive
Well,
in order
yeah,
to be able to do this. So there's energy output there. Um,
but
just
if you're sleeping, can you send your consciousness to the library to cram for that final?
but if your consciousness goes there, how's it going to turn a book on a page or a page in a book? Sorry.
I don't freaking know. I'm just proposing a hypothetical.
Yeah,
Like, it's an example. Like, can you go out and do stuff while you're resting or sleeping and still wake up rested?
refreshed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say yes because we can dream, but that don't mean nothing. I'm just answering your question because I wanna give
Maybe
an
that's what
answer.
dreams are.
Maybe that is. Yeah, yeah, maybe.
Welcome to the Twilight Zone. Yeah. Stuff's getting weird.
So I can see this in a science fiction story for sure,
Mhm.
but I can also see it in a magical way.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that.
I could see it totally in an urban fantasy, type of realm. What if somebody got bonked on the head and suddenly they can do this,
Mhm.
right? And then this whole story is about them discovering that they can do this.
Wasn't there
And
one of the characters in, oh, what was it? The Boys that could do that? I know there was one
it
in Umbrella Academy that could sorta do stuff like this.
Umbrella Academy, that's what I was thinking of, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like there was somebody on The Boys that could do the same thing, but I haven't watched that show in so long, I don't remember names.
So, the idea for a story that just hit me, speaking of hitting, was two people bump into each other really hard. Bang, whatever. Now they suddenly both, for some reason, I don't know, they squashed a fortune cookie in between them, whatever. They both discover that their consciousness can travel. One chooses evil and one doesn't. And we watch their character arcs from that moment move forward. So
Okay.
I think that would
Grimdark
be an
Freaky
interesting
Friday.
story.
Got it.
Yeah. Grim, Dark, Freaky Friday. There you go. But one says, "Oh, I can do this. I can do good for people." And another says, "Oh, I can do this. I'm gonna take over the world."
Some people just want to watch the world burn.
Okay, so we'll put a third person who decides to do nothing and just frolic around. That's
Yeah.
a good point.
Yeah.
One person decides to do good, one person decides to do evil, one person decides just to enjoy the moment. That would make an interesting story.
That very well could be interesting. Yeah.
I don't know how to end it.
No, me neither. Some sort of showdown between good and evil arbitrated by neutral. I don't know.
Well, guess what?
That was fun.
That was fun.
If you have a what if question you want us to build out, you can send it to whysouthisup@gmail.com or hit us up on the Facebook page. Anything you want to submit or pitch a guest to us, or if you want to come on the show, we are more than open to that. And again, just get in contact with us. The last thing to say is if you disagree and feel the need to scream into the void of the internet, it is not a void in this case. We are listening. Leave us a comment, send us a message, whatever. We will be happy
Argue
to
with
address.
us. Argue
Please.
with us, or please tell us we're out.
Fight me.
Fight me. But speaking of listening to us, we have a subscriber on our YouTube page. Woo! Woo! I would like to welcome Mr. R or Mrs. Or Ms. or okay, just mix. I would like to welcome the person R.M. Johnson. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot. It's nice to see people out in the world.
I love it. I love you, R.M.
Don't make it creepy. You're
It's
gonna
too
scare them off.
late. It's too late. I did it.
You did. Doesn't mean I can't edit though.
Okay, just want to say, everyone, thanks for listening. Stay curious and trust yourself to always wing it like an author.
Bye, everybody. We'll catch you next time.
Bye. Oh. Was that it? Are we done?